Today, dozens of people gathered at the Golden Gate Bridge to protest the deaths of thousands of children in the ongoing war in Gaza. The event was organized by the activist group Code Pink, calling for an end to what they describe as genocide and demanding that more food and water and humanitarian aid be sent to the region. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, roughly 15,000 children have been killed since the conflict began in October of 2023.
A lot of us have signs that memorialize children who've been killed in Gaza. This is an 8-year-old child. I picked 8 years because I have a grandchild who is 8. My name starts with an E. That's why I picked the E.
The protest began at the Golden Gate Bridge Plaza and continued with a march across the bridge. Organizers say this is Code Pink's 19th annual Mother's Day event. Late this afternoon, the White House confirming with the Associated Press, Hamas has agreed to release the last living American hostage in Gaza. Although tonight it is not exactly known when Edan Alexander will be free. The 18-year-old is an Israeli-American soldier who is from New Jersey. He was abducted from his base during the October 7th Hamas-led attack. President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, said the goal of his release is in part to help restart talks on a ceasefire.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is challenging Russian President Vladimir Putin to meet him personally to discuss a ceasefire. This is in response to Russia's call for direct negotiations. However, that call came as Putin also seemed to ignore the demand from European leaders for an unconditional 30-day ceasefire. President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social, quote, "Have the meeting now." On X, Zelensky wrote he is prepared to meet with Putin in Turkey this week, saying, "I hope this time Russians will not look for excuses." It's unclear if a ceasefire will have to happen before any meeting, but Germany's chancellor has said talks cannot begin until weapons fall silent.
This weekend, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says there's been substantial progress in the United States trade talks with China. U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer also expressing confidence that the U.S. and China will reach a deal on trade. Last month, President Trump imposed 145% tariffs on most Chinese goods. The two sides have been negotiating this weekend in Switzerland.